I'm not expecting probably nationalism while we are fighting for the justice of Islam, the principle of Islam. So because of that, until the worry, you will never be with UMNO or as long as there is the sun and the moon around. And as they say, we need a rocket to go to the moon.
If I can ask, I also want to ask one question. So, and Tony, I think people also, when we spoke about inter-party conflict and trying to resolve, and of course intra, within the party. Some of my journalist friends noted with extreme concern about the changes that has happened in past, for example, with the so-called losses of the so-called Erdogan faction. Yeah, but they call it Erdogan faction now. Yeah, and so what are your thoughts now? Because there was this sense that certain parts of past were more, they had an affinity for these talks. Yeah, I'm sorry to bring it up again, but I hope you can take that as one of the questions. Maybe, yeah. And
well, Tony, I have something to say, but I don't expect you to respond to me. I'm upset with you for using the word China and Chinese. We are here to understand the alternative government. The alternative government is not made of just China and Chinese. Please, sir. My question is directed to Dr. Zul. Let me take a little extract from your speech. You said that for as long as past requires the numbers in the ballot box, we will not be an Islamic state. When Dr. Mahathir was in government, the constitution says that we are a secular state. But he said that we are an Islamic state. But as a secular Islamic state, the non-Malays are surviving with the crumbs that is thrown to us. But we are surviving. Dr. Zul, when PAS comes into power, when you have the numbers by procreation, what then? We have brothers and sisters of Islam who are here, Muslims who are here. They are as concerned as us, not for China or Chinese, but what is going to happen when their sisters are going to be caned for wearing a pair of slacks. Doctor, you want us to put a vote for you now. 20 years from now, when your numbers through procreation comes to majority, then what happens?
Thank you. Let me try to be brief on that one. Do you understand who a Democrat is? But in the preaching area, it goes back to Voltaire. I may disagree with you, but I'll defend your right to say and to advocate your conviction. I think this is what will define us. And this is the reason of how we can understand of how to manage our plurality, diversity. And democracy is finally about managing differences and managing dissent. I think we have found a formula in Pakatan. We may be diametrically opposed in terms of ideology, as I stated it, but we know how to manage our differences and build on our commonalities. So if I may come back to that question, I said earlier, even if you have to, what is the word that I used earlier? We as an Islamist party present our principle. We can only get to be voted in through your support. Meaning, we play to the democracy and within the ambits of democracy. We play to the mandates of the federal constitution. We believe and uphold the rule of law. And now, even better, we are with Pakatan. When we come into PRU in GE 13 GE, you will come in proposing a manifesto that is under the name of Pakatan. All the more that all those policies would have to be agreed by 3 component parties of the Pakatan. You are saying about 20 years down the road, or maybe 50 years down the road, as a Democrat, for as long as the Rakyat, okay, for as long as the Rakyat believe and play the rule of the game, meaning to uphold the rule of law, and within the federal constitution, because politics is so dynamic. Right? But of course, politics is not about, democracy is not about the tyranny of the majority over the minority, because they are rights, right? Enshrined in federal constitution. So I tend to feel that sometimes we are overblowing those fear, and all along, BN has come to rule this country with impunity because the Rakyat has this fear. And that fear is about demonizing the Islamist party, demonizing DAP once upon a time, the Malays, in as much as what Tony said, once upon a time, for us to vote for DAP is almost like, you know, it's almost like unbelievable. You know, they blow their fuse. And it's vice versa. It's conversely also true, as Tony said earlier. So the issue is, that is exactly the right recipe for BN. Instill the fear. Now they are like this. Once they have democracy, PAS is going to hijack democracy. And in the words of the Western media, one man, one vote, one time. Because thereafter you will not see democracy. Why? Because PAS is going to rule this country in the what is known as the what state is that? Theocratic state. They demonized us all along. And I've got my friend here who truly represent that kind of fear. And on this fear, they have ruled this country. I think it is high time that we must trust in the democratic process of our country. And you must trust us in the coalition politics that we are building up. And I think the more democracy there are, I think PAS will also be, realistic in presenting their policy. Over the issue of Hudud, over the issue of Islamic State, once upon, if 20, 30 years down the road, if we, as Tony mentioned in his in-frame answers to the question raised by the moderator, he said that how if the Muslims would like to have Islam imposed on them through democratic process? If they want the Islamic criminal laws to be imposed on the Muslims. And I'm just reiterating what he said. If they so will through the democratic process, so be it. I think somehow this is what you are only a Democrat when it serves you. And then when it goes against you, you just shut down and say, no, you can't have it. This is a secular state, or this is an Islamic state. I think all these extremes in the new politics will have to come close to the center. God willing, we will not be seeing all these overzealous extreme positions from all the political parties, especially in Pakatan Rakyat. Because in order to survive, in order to provide for justice for people, you have got to come to terms with the reality. And I think I'm already seeing this. Friends, even in past, once upon a time, they said, we couldn't be bothered with Pakatan. If they don't want to allow us to have Islam the way we want,